The California Air Resource Board passed a set of new regulations for transitioning from gas-fueled vehicles to electric by 2035. The Golden State's recent ban on the sale of new diesel and gasoline cars and vans comes 2 years after Governor Gavin Newsom first directed regulators to consider such a policy. Two automotive industry experts agreed that a successful transition doesn't depend on government legislation, but instead charging infrastructure and consumers.
It's got to be free market. If the consumer wants it, the cars are great, and the technology is there. But that has to work for them. It does not work for everyone. If you live in a home that doesn't have a garage, whether it be an apartment or a condo or even a home, you have no place to charge but in regular public charging.
Fix, an automotive analyst, warned that wiring in homes not suitable for EVs will lead to fires. California currently has around 80,000 public charging stations. That's far short of the 250,000 the state is aiming for in the next 3 years.
This will end up being a consumer-led revolution. Once the mighty U.S. consumer gets their hands on electric vehicles, all the plans of government and bans and everything else that come along with them will fade into insignificance.
Wheatley, CEO of an off-grid EV charging infrastructure solutions company, says the state needs to expand its current infrastructure to accommodate the increase in electric vehicles.
You know, it's going to be a job of work. There's no doubt about it. And again, going back to the consumer, consumers are terribly impatient people. The answer today is no, we're not ready for it. There's going to be a tremendous push to get the amount of infrastructure that's required in the ground. And it can't all be on the grid because the grid simply doesn't have enough electricity to supply all those new electric vehicles that are coming out.
Similarly, Fix says the state cannot handle that many EVs given its current power supply.
No, the state cannot handle the infrastructure. This is a huge factor. Charging electric vehicles is a massive hassle for a lot of people. As a matter of fact, there was a recent study that was done contacting people who own these vehicles, and 20% of EV owners surveyed between 2012 and 2018 said, we're done. We're going back to gasoline-powered vehicles.
The policy sets yearly rising zero-emission vehicle rules. Starting in 2026, 35% of cars would be required to be electric, hybrid, or hydrogen. The requirement then increases by 8% annually. The policy still needs federal approval from President Joe Biden's administration. If finalized, Californians can keep driving gas-powered vehicles and buying used ones after 2035, but no new models would be sold in the Golden State. Daniel Hall, NTD News, California.